Okay, hi. I'm watching this video that Ra did about being a manifester. And before I started watching, I was having these thoughts like, because I was wanting to find more content about what it's like being a manifester. But I had the thought, well, if these people that have made these videos and content about being a manifester are going off the tropical astrology, going off the original human design and not the cosmic human design, and that cosmic has them as a different type, then they're actually not who I should be listening to or getting advice from, because how do they really know? Because they're going off a different system, essentially. And so I didn't know what to do with that, so I did nothing with it. And I found this video, and I felt an alignment to watch. I was like, okay, I'll watch this. And then I was thinking, well, Ra is a manifester, he says, but what if he's not either? Then who could I actually get perspective from? And if he claims to be a manifester, but he's actually not, based on cosmic, then maybe the whole system is flawed and I can't get any, then it's pointless, right? Like maybe it's just pointless to even use human design if the person that created it is wrong about what it really means to be these types, you know? So although the idea of this being completely pointless and me starting this series or logging this might be totally a waste of my time, I'm going to look it up because I need to know. I need to know if in cosmic human design, if he's a manifester still or not, if he is a different type, so that then I can feel my way towards what my next step is. So I looked up Ra's cosmic human design chart, based on his birth data, which is available on the internet, and he is still a manifester. So that's a relief that I can still work with this system, because he at least is speaking truthfully about the experience as a manifester, because in this system, cosmic human design, he is still a manifester, a splenic manifester. In regular human design, he is also a splenic manifester as well. So yeah, sometimes some people don't change that much in their charts between the two, and then other times it's like a drastic change. For mine, it was a drastic change. I'll show you my original one. This is my original chart as a emotional projector, and then that's not mine. Let me pull up my chart, and then this is my chart as a splenic manifester. Totally different chart, but resonates with me way more. You know, I remember when I got my human design reading, you know, it was telling me the information, and I was just like, honestly, I was like, none of this makes any sense. None of this feels like me. And what he said in response was, well, you've been conditioned. You need to decondition. And then once you do your experiment, then it'll start to resonate. And it just never did. So, yeah, this is my chart. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to watching this, since this will actually help me. Hello, good morning. It's about 5:30 a.m. and I've probably been up for about half an hour or so, maybe a little more. And I feel like I woke up for a variety of reasons. One, it's raining out and it's really humid, and yeah, it just feels damp. So I turned on the AC, and that's probably what you hear in the background. It's the air conditioning going. And I woke up thinking about human design. So I pulled out my human design book and was reading some stuff about my incarnation cross, which is right angle cross of tension 4, and reading some stuff on my personality sun, which is 38, and reading some information, some notes I took on the spleen and the root. Well, no, mostly the root. Yeah, I read my notes on the root. And I've just been having these, like, my mind's been having these thoughts like, oh, how do we know if, like, this time is gonna work out? Because last time it didn't work out. And last time we were so convinced that this is who we were. And it turns out it wasn't who we were. And like, oh, is this even worth investing time or energy into? And it's so funny because one of my gates is about, what's worth struggling for, whether something has value or not. And I have another gate about experimenting. And ultimately, I won't know if this is worth it or not unless I experiment. And that information, that process in and of itself is valuable, because whether it works out or not, I still learn more about me and who I am. And that's what happened last time. Yeah, it didn't necessarily work out in that it wasn't the approach for me, but I would have only known that by doing it. And it helped me be able to feel into what didn't feel right for me. And so now I'm more intuitive. I have more self-personal awareness. I have the law of attraction to help me through this, because I cultivated my own sense of knowing and strategy through life, in life, with the law of attraction. It's been extremely helpful for me for that. And coming into this experiment again, I've got more clarity, more awareness of who I am, of what feels like me. And so I don't really feel like I have anything to worry about. Plus, I just like to experiment anyway. That's sort of been my whole life. It's just been trying different things and experimenting to see what works, to see what will benefit my life. And as a result, other people have been interested in my experiments and the things that I do to help themselves. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's something in my eye. There's nothing in my eye. Whatever is there must be gone now. That's me manifesting right there. That's something I do often. It's something that I've done before, well before I even had an understanding of the law of attraction, where there will be something that is undesirable that I don't want, and then I would just start chanting, changing my thoughts to what I did want, and then what I did want would manifest. For example, this was like back when I lived in Tucson, years and years ago. I boiled some water, and then I put it in this really big bowl, big glass bowl, or was it, I think it was I don't remember what type of bowl. It was a big bowl, because I wanted to do like a face steam, open up my pores and like pamper myself. And I moved to took this big bowl from the kitchen, put it on my desk, and then I took my glasses off, which was where I went wrong. And then I went to sit down, and because my vision's blurry and I couldn't quite see, I accidentally knocked the bowl over and it spilled all onto my lap. And this is like boiling hot water. And so I just it was almost like my body took over, but I just instantly got up, calmly walked into the shower, put on the coldest water, and just stood there under the cold water so they could run down my legs where the water had hit. And I just started chanting and repeating, like, my body's fine, my body's healing itself, my body is strong, my skin is perfect and smooth, my skin doesn't scar, my body knows exactly what to do. I love my body's doing a great job. That water wasn't even that hot. Talking things like that. And I was probably standing in there maybe 45 minutes under the cold water, just breathing deep and chanting and repeating these mantras that I wasn't really thinking of them consciously. They were just coming to me. It really just felt like Spirit was telling me what I needed to say and what I needed to believe in order for me to walk away from this essentially healed. And I ended up having very minor, there should have been a 3rd-degree burn, and I don't even think it was a first. Well, I don't know the levels of burning, but what ended up happening was the skin there turned a darker shade of brown, with no blisters or anything like that, just a darker shade of brown. Sort of looked like a flag on my legs. It was a little weird, sort of a flag shape. And then just slowly over the course of maybe 3 months, that darker skin sort of flaked off or peeled off, and without any pain. And then it looked like it never happened. And that was one of the first times I was like, whoa, I did that. One of the first times I realized I can change my reality. I can change myself just with my thoughts. Wow. I did that. And it was easy. That was that was one of the first times I was I really, really saw it and had a very clear example to myself of manifesting in the moment. And so that was really, really, really powerful for me. The experiment in and of itself, for me, is worth it. For me, it's worth it. It feels like my purpose is very closely tied to experimenting. And the experiment is often a struggle, and that is what I live for, at least for New Human Design. That is what I live for, and that has really been a pattern in my life of going through experiments, going through various struggles, learning from them, and then teaching other people through that. And the thing is I'm already doing it. There's nothing else that I have to do in order to align with this this purpose of mine. That's sort of my life already. And I feel like that's the cornerstone of why I feel this resonates.